Pippa's unease began as a whisper at the edge of her mind. For 2 years, Jackie had been more than just their housekeeper. She was practically family. She arrived each morning with a bright smile, diligently tidied every room, and doted on their golden retriever, Bruno. When Pippa and Sam first hired her, they delighted in Jackie's cheerful chatter about her own young daughter and the pride she took in caring for other families. Their friends couldn't stop praising her reliability and warmth. Yet recently, Pippa had noticed small oddities items slightly out of place, a lingering scent of bleach on laundry she hadn't done, and, most unsettlingly, soft clicking noises echoing through the evening air as though someone moved behind a locked door. When Sam suggested they finally take their long-postponed honeymoon a week in the Alps, they felt confident enough to leave Jackie in charge of house and pet. Their departure was smooth. Pippa checked the smoke alarms, Sam programmed timers for the lights, and they left strict instructions for Jackie on feeding Bruno and tending the orchids. It was a milestone, a full week away at last. But as they drove off, Pippa's stomach twisted. She had promised herself she would trust Jackie. Yet whispers of rumors whispered at block parties by well-meaning neighbors gnawed at her. "I saw her by the basement door," one had said. "Strange noises at night," another had complained. When she mentioned it to Sam, he waved her concerns away. "She's been with us 2 years, Pi. I trust her." But Pippa could not shake the feeling that something was wrong. The morning after they left, she called a local security company and scheduled hidden cameras to be installed immediately. She told them to place tiny lenses in inconspicuous spots above the living room fireplace, inside the laundry cabinet, peeking out from behind a hallway painting. Every corner except the bedrooms and bathroom. The technicians arrived under cover of early dawn, assuring her the cameras would be undetectable. By nightfall, Pippa stared at the live feed on her phone in their hotel room, heart pounding at the thought of spying on the woman she had come to trust. At first, nothing remarkable happened. Jackie arrived promptly at 10 a.m., exchanged pleasantries with the camera's black dots, and set to work. Through the day, Pippa watched her dust shelves, load the washing machine, and rearrange throw pillows. Every action seemed as innocuous as ever. Relief began to dull Pippa's edge. Maybe she'd been a fool, yet she forced herself to keep the feed running. That night, Pippa sat alone in the rented chalet's darkened study, phone propped on a stack of towels. She scrolled through footage time-stamped after 10, when Jackie's shift ended and the house should have been empty. At 10:30, she saw Jackie leave the kitchen, closing the glass door behind her. The frame flicked to black. Pippa leaned forward. Maybe the camera's view was briefly obstructed. She hit pause and play, vexed. Then, at 11:10, something moved again. Jackie's silhouette slipped through the kitchen door, wearing her cleaning apron over a dark hoodie. Her posture was furtive. Pippa's pulse hammered. She fast-forwarded. Jackie paused in the hallway, peered left and right as if checking for observers, then slipped her hand into the laundry cabinet. What could she be doing there? Jackie emerged a moment later with a small metal box larger than a shoebox. She carried it to the living room, slid it under the sofa, and closed the door behind her. Then she vanished. Pippa watched, dumbfounded. The box under the sofa, what was that? Anxiety blossomed in her chest. She called Sam. "You might want to check the cameras," she whispered. His voice crackled with fatigue. "It's late, Pi. Let's talk tomorrow." She hung up, biting her lip. Nosh would watch until morning. At 2 the next afternoon, while Sam lay recovering from the late-night call and Pippa nursed coffee, she replayed the clip of Jackie stashing the box. She marked the time 11:10 Thursday night. She'd return home by first flight tomorrow and find out once and for all. Sleep eluded her. Back at home on Friday morning, Pippa and Sam pushed through the front door before Jackie's usual arrival time. The house smelled of lemon polish, the floors gleamed, yet something felt heavy in the air. Pippa crept to the sofa, lifted the cushion, and found nothing. She hesitated, glancing to the hidden camera's tiny lens overhead. Then she reached deeper, feeling a small latch. She tugged, and a thin metal door swung open to reveal the shoebox. Hands trembling, Pippa pried it free. Inside lay dozens of USB drives, each labeled with neighbors' names: Anderson, Lee, Rodriguez, and so on. Beneath them, a bundle of envelopes stuffed with handwritten notes. Pippa rifled through. 1. Royal Bank account 5,487 signatures and pins enclosed. A cold dread washed over her. Jackie was gathering private data, perhaps planning identity theft. She opened an envelope labeled Peterson. Inside lay a copy of Mr. Bright, Peterson's passport, social security card, and a photograph of Jackie in her uniform taken at night. Jackie, Pippa realized, was not the careless maid she seemed. She was collecting secrets. Before Pippa could process further, the front door clicked. Jackie stood framed in the hallway, duster in hand. Her eyes widened as she saw Pippa holding the box. "Mrs. Turner," she began, voice calm. "Don't," Pippa said, voice shaking. "All your prying? All those nights sneaking around? Why? What are you planning?" Jackie's face paled. She slipped the duster behind her back. "I can explain," she said softly. "I'm just trying to survive." "Survive?" Pippa repeated. "Stealing identities? Hiding cameras? You've amassed enough evidence to ruin everyone on this block." She held up a USB drive. "These are bank information, private letters, me friends, my family. Who do you think you are?" Jackie dropped the duster. "You don't know what it's like," she whispered. "I came here with a daughter young, sick, without insurance. We were drowning in hospital bills. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I thought if I could secure just enough data to blackmail a big company one that overcharges for medicine, I could afford her treatment." Pippa's expression wavered. "You are telling me you were going to extort corporations with our neighbor's personal data?" she asked, incredulous. Jackie nodded, tears in her eye. "I didn't want to involve your family. I only collected information from people who work in pharmaceuticals, insurance agents, the ones who profit off sick people. I planned to use it as leverage force them to cut her bills. Then I'd wipe it clean." Sam stepped forward. "You almost destroyed everyone's lives," he said quietly. "You betrayed our trust." Jackie's shoulders slumped. "I'm sorry," she said. "I love your home, your dog, your kids. You're the only ones I know I can trust. That's why I came to you. But I got greedy and scared." Pippa's fury melted into conflicted sorrow. She and Sam exchanged a glance. Sam placed a hand on Pippa's shoulder. "We can't just ignore this," he said. "But maybe we can help." They spent the next hour talking in the bright kitchen. Jackie's story tumbled out. Her husband had abandoned her when their daughter fell ill. She'd drained their savings paying for treatments. Her daughter, Mia, needed one more round of an experimental therapy costing tens of thousands. Overnight, Jackie had turned to any means necessary. Pippa's heart ached. She understood desperation. She and Sam had once been broke newlyweds living on ramen and credit cards. Finally, Pippa closed the box and set it gently on the counter. "We're not turning you in," she said. "But you need to destroy all of this, and you need a better plan." She picked up her phone and called a neighbor, the local pediatrician, arranging for Mia's treatment pro bono. "I'm asking for a big favor," she said. "My housekeeper's daughter needs care." By morning, Jackie had transferred all the data to a secure shredder, watched by Pippa and a quiet Sam. She sobbed as the paper and drives were destroyed. The block's residents never learned of the betrayal. They only noticed one evening that Jackie's hair was streaked with gray, and her smile carried a new quietness. Pippa and Sam settled Mia's medical bills, and weeks later the little girl's health began to improve. In time, Jackie repaid their kindness with loyalty. She stayed on as housekeeper, but now her work was open and honest. Pippa and Sam introduced her to neighbors. Jackie spoke candidly of her mistake, and though some raised eyebrows, they admired her courage. Mia, healthy and boisterous, played in the yard alongside Bruno, who seemed to sense she was the one who had saved their family's cure. The cameras stayed in place no longer to catch a thief, but to capture everyday moments. Jackie teaching Mia to bake cookies, Pippa dancing with Sam in the living room, neighbors greeting each other with waves. The footage held no secrets now, only the warmth of trust restored. And on the day of the block's annual garden party, as Jackie brought out a platter of homemade pastries, the friends who once whispered of betrayal instead whispered of gratitude. that sometimes, even when the worst seems hidden beneath a rusty car or a tidy smile, compassion can uproot secrets and help everyone find a path back to kindness.